Hello, I'm Hester Ellis and today we're in my kitchen and I'm going to show you how to dye fabric with kitchen waste. I'll go through what you need to do this, show you some examples of ones I've already done, and then make up a bundle just so you can see how I do it. So first, for what you need kitchen waste obviously. Here I've got some red cabbage. You can just use the outer layers just because they're not as nice to eat. I've got some onion skins. You can use red or orange. I just literally keep every single onion skin peel every time I cook with an onion, so I've got a big collection of that to use. Some turmeric, which I'd advise maybe wearing gloves with if you've got sensitive skin or you don't want to get yellow fingers. I've got some used tea bags, some used coffee grounds, and then some avocado skins, which again I just keep and wash after every avocado I eat, so I've got quite a good collection going. You need some string to tie up your bundle. Pretty much any type of string is fine. Optional white vinegar just to spray the fabric because it can help draw out the colours. You need a pot and a steamer to steam your bundle in, and then you need some fabric, which has to be natural fibres, so cotton, linen or wool, etc. Preferably a light colour or white is the best. I've just got some calico here because I use this within my work, but you can use a t-shirt, a tote bag, old sheets, pretty much anything you have lying around, especially if you're just like experimenting and playing around. Yeah, so I'll show you some examples. Got some bundle dye. They're kind of like tie-dyed with lots of different colours. The purple is the red cabbage, comes out amazingly, and then the onion skins, yellow circles of turmeric, which is really nice. Got another one here. I hope you can see that alright. I've also got two pieces of plain. This is red cabbage and onion again. So this I've just simmered the cabbage and onion in a pot, and then put the fabric in and left it to simmer for a couple of hours, and then left it to sit overnight in the dye. This is a good way of just getting full colour. It will fade if you put it in the wash, but I haven't used any fixative or anything, so bear that in mind if you're doing a t-shirt that you will obviously be washing. It might fade, but you can always just dye back over the top if you don't mind doing that. One of the things with natural dyes is they're not permanent, but I quite like that. I think it makes it quite playful. So can quickly unwrap a couple just so you can see what it's like directly from steaming them. It's best to leave them overnight once you take them out of the steamer, just to let the colours kind of absorb in to the fabric. And don't forget to put any of this kitchen waste in the compost or in your garden afterwards. It's perfectly fine just to get rid of like that. So these I did a couple of days ago, so they've been sat. I'm actually just going to tip it out into this so I don't get it all messy on the table. So you can really play around with how you bundle up the fabric, much like traditional tie-dyeing. If you roll it along, you can kind of get a repetitive pattern of the colours, which can be quite nice. This has had tea bags in it, so it's quite messy, but you get the idea. So once you've got all the vegetable matter out, you can give it a quick wash in cool water, and then iron it flat, and you'll be able to see all the colours come to life. You steam them. I don't really have a set time. I tend to just keep an eye on it, turn it every 15 minutes. I pop a timer on just to remind me to do that. And probably between half an hour and an hour and a half, I think is a good estimation, but it really depends on what fabric you're using, how big the piece of fabric is, how strong you want the colours. If you want the colours to be really faint, then you obviously only steam it for a short amount of time. If you want them to be really strong, leave it for longer. This one's turned out really beautiful with purples and browns and yellow. Yeah, so now I've made a bit of a mess. I'll just bundle some things up just to show you how I do it. Again, with gloves, if you do have sensitive skin, just pop some gloves on. Or if you've got work the next day, the amount of times I've accidentally gone into work with stained fingers from turmeric and red cabbage, you'd be surprised of how much it gives off before it's even cooked. So I'm just breaking this up. Pop some onion skins. Some turmeric. Another thing to bear in mind is if you leave these in direct sunlight, it's likely to fade a little bit as well. Again, because I'm not using a fixative, it's not light fast or anything, but I personally don't mind that. Got the strong smell of coffee now. Let's break up some of the avocado peels. Again, with a lot of these things you can simmer them in water and make a dye bath if you want just a solid colour on your fabric. That's fairly easy to do. You can also dye bigger amounts. I mean, I've done, this is a tablecloth I bundle dyed last year, so as you can see it's really big. It's got a really nice coverage dye. I probably steamed that for about 2 hours just because of the size of it. Definitely struggled to put it in my steamer, but it luckily worked out. So now I'm just going to randomly tuck and fold the fabric, wrapping it up, making sure I'm containing all of that dye so none of it falls out. You want to get it really nice and tight so it's the material's in really close contact to the fabric, and then I just wrap it round with string and tie it nice and tight. And there we are. This bundle is ready to steam, just on a medium heat. Make sure you don't let the water run out like any other steaming pot. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this and make some bundles and some dyes. It's a really good way of using up kitchen waste. It's really fun, you can do it with kids. And yeah, just enjoy it and join in on this sustainable creativity. Thanks.